Good morning, ladies. My name is Chaz, and welcome to a custom card review. So, in this custom card review, sorry if I'm talking so fast, because now I'm really pumped up. So, the archetype that I'm going over is actually ben10 archetype. So, in this archetype, I made some improvements to it. So, let's start with BT Ben 110, 100,000 million. 10 million. He's a Earth level 4 warrior effect monster. If this card is normal or special summon, you can add one fusion OMNITRIX card from anywhere to be added to your hand. And if it does, you can add 3 cards from your deck or graveyard to your hand. And if this card is used for a fusion or anything, it gains this following effect. So basically, this card attacks your opponent's life points directly, and plus it's unaffected by everything. So the card this card searches out is Fusion Tricks. It's basically like polarization, but for alien hero monsters. They're all alien heroes. And it gains, or the fusion card, or fusion monster gains these plumber counters. They have to use plumber counters in this archetype. So, to do anything. So, basically, this card can basically allows itself to also be shuffled into a deck, draw 3 cards, and 1 alien null void over it. Yeah, or place 2 place 2 pendulum monsters from anywhere to your field in a pendulum zone. And then both players take 100 damage. Yeah, so about to say that's a crazy effect because it gives your monster time or plumber counters. It's supposed to be says plumber instead of time. So whatever. And this one is Alien Hero Abomination. Sorry if I read. So it takes 5 monsters, or alien hero monsters. If this card is fusion summoned once per turn, you can, or during either player's turn, you can remove 1 time counter, or actually plumber counter, from this card, once per turn. And this card inflicts damage to your opponent's life points for each fusion material from this card. So basically, 5. Or if this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent's life points, your opponent must mill 5 cards from the top of their deck to the banish zone. So yeah, it's basically like if you attack 3 times, it allows you to basically win in about 5, 10, 15 cards per battle. If this card attacks, yeah. So then, yeah. And now this run, there's a combo. I made that into a combo accidentally. So this card can't be like normal summon or special summon unless the OMNITRIX is once per turn. You can negate the activation of a card effect and you do destroy it. And your opponent takes 100 damage. Or 1,000 damage. So it's basically, I'm not going over the full effect, so, and it gives a effect to the fusion monster of once per turns you can, during either player's turn, this card gains 1 time counter on this card. And it gains 100 life points for each counter on it. If this card, so it's basically if this card combines, it would be but this card, if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can special summon one ben10 monster or ben10,000. Basically this card from anywhere to your field in attack mode. This card's effects cannot be negated by card effects. Most of these have this card's effects cannot be negated. So this one, Alien Hero Kevin. Yeah. He's an Earth, level 4, spellcaster effect monster. That makes sense because he has his own gimmick in this deck too. But I'll get into that a little bit after this card. So once per turn during each player's turns, you can select one card from your deck or graveyard and or battle zone to your hand. If this card, or if it does, then your opponent takes 200 damage and then skip their turn. If this card is used for anything, it gains its holding effect. If this card attacks your opponent's life points, you can special summon one alien hero monster from your hand or deck or graveyard and or battle zone to your field in attack mode, ignoring their summoning conditions. If this card is in your graveyard, you can special summon this card to your field from your graveyard by discarding one card from hand or deck to the graveyard. And it has this little bit of a theme. And it can be destroyed by battle or by card hex and you take no damage. So now he has his gimmick of, some of you aren't probably full aware of Ben 10, the old classic ones that I usually watch. I do love how he absorbs a pyro heat blast thing. So this one is Alien Hero Heat Up Kevin. He's a pyro fusion effect monster. He gains this effect. Ready? He requires him and Heat Blast monster. You can tribute the fusion materials from anywhere to the deck to fusion summon this card. It's basically like XYZ monsters or A through Z monsters that they don't need a polarization to fusion. So if this card is fusion or special summon, you can inflict 500 damage to your opponent's life points. So, and if this card attacks your opponent or attacks a monster before damage calculations, you can pay 100 life points to destroy all cards from your opponent's field and hand to the graveyard. During your opponent's next turn, return this card to the extra deck and special summon one alien hero Kevin and from your graveyard or battle zone from your graveyard or deck or battle zone to your field. So basically, brings him out, and then he also gains that. So yeah, now Kevin, alien hero forearms Kevin. It requires one alien hero fusion monster, the Kevin monster plus one alien hero forearms monster. It has almost a similar effect, but it discards a fusion. It has I'm not gonna go over you can tribute the fusion materials, shuffle back into the deck, and it's basically for them. But this card, you can destroy all cards from your opponent's field and hand to the graveyard. And this card gains one more attack for each not damage, but destroyed card by this effect. And their effects are from the graveyard are negated until this card leaves the field. If this card attacks your opponent's monster before damage calculation, you can discard one card from your deck to the graveyard. Yeah. And then banish that targeted monster. And it also special summons itself and special summons him. So, yeah. And then this card effects cannot be negated by card effects, and this card can't be destroyed by battle or by card effects. You take no damage from battles involving this card. So basically, if you have him out, GG. You basically instant win if you attack him or attack them with 2 attacks. He's done. And then we have Upgrade Kevin. If he's fusion summoned, or he requires Kevin 11, or it's basically all these corresponds to what there are. This is for heat up. Kevin needs Heat Blast. Forearms Kevin needs forearms. Upgrade Kevin needs Alien Hero Upgrade. So yeah, you can select one card from your hand into the deck. And then for the rest of this turn, all cards that does not have levels become level 4 on the field. If this card attacks a monster before damage calculations, you can pay 100 life points to banish the targeted monsters. And yeah, so they all basically summon him out when they are shuffled back into the deck. And then we got the Alien Hero Ultimate Kevin. It requires 9 Alien Hero monsters shuffle all the basically 1 Kevin plus 5 of them to be special summoned. And it activates one of these effects for once per turn. So I'm not going to go over their effects. Here, let me zoom in. Yeah. So then, this is someone made this card called Alien Hero Cannonbolt. Once per battle, this card can attack your opponent's life points. It does, or if you do, this card loses 800 attack during damage calculation only. And there's also this person. They actually do great cards. This one needs the OMNITRIX one, and you can destroy the cards and inflict damage. Special summons ben10. Chromastone looks good with. So yeah. And then this one, you can inflict damage to your opponent's life point. But I'm like, nah, this is too boring part. Let's spice it up, shall we? So I created a spell card. Here, let's do the spell card first. It is called Ultimate OMNITRIX. You can shuffle 1 alien hero monster on the field into your deck, and then shuffle it. And then you special summon 1 alien hero monster from anywhere to your field in attack mode. And it cannot be destroyed by battle or by card effects. That does or not targets anything. So, yeah. So basically this card is you can summon, or when it's activated, you can basically switch out 1 alien to summon another one. And this one is, plus if it's in the graveyard, you can add 1 OMNITRIX spell card or 1 alien hero monster from anywhere to be added to your hand. Yeah. Now the cards that have been alien hero. So let's go over the other 3. Alien Hero Ultimate Cannonbolt. We already seen Cannonbolt. That was boring. And this card is becomes Alien Hero Cannonbolt on the field, or graveyard, or battlefield, or hand, or deck, or hand. If this card cannot be normal summon or set, must be special summoned by the effects of Ultimate OMNITRIX. If this card is summoned this way, you can inflict 100 damage to your opponent's life points and this card gains 100 life points for each card on both players' graveyards. During your opponent's next turn, return this card to the deck and special summon 1 ben10 from graveyard. If it does, you can activate, or you can add this card from anywhere to your hand. So yeah, then this one, Ultimate Jet Ray, is basically a upgraded version of Jet Ray. This card is treated as it. then it also gains... Yeah. So, if this card is summoned, you can inflict 200 damage to your opponent's life points for each level this card has. So, basically, yeah. If this card attacks a monster before damage calculations, you could literally destroy all cards from your opponent's field and hand, and if this card attacks 3 times per battle, and if this card gets attacked, you can move this card to a different zone to negate that attack and end their turn. So this card has same thing as Cannonbolt's last effect, though adds this card and ben10 and to it, yeah. And then this one is basically upgraded this one. So this card treated as the chromastone. So yeah. So you can activate one of these following effects for once per turn. So this card can attack your opponent's life points directly if it does, then this card gains 200 attack for each time this card attacks. Send all cards from the field except this card into the deck and shuffle it, and then draw 2 cards from the top of the deck. And the third effect is you can select 2 cards from your graveyard or deck to be added to your hand. And it has the same thing. Plus, this one leaves a token when it leaves the field. And yeah. So, yeah. Each one is crazy. Which one is your favorite? For me, I do like, and I'll pick 3, or no, I'll pick 1 ben10 or alien heroes. Then I'll choose one of the alternate versions of Kevin, and I'll choose one of the ultimates. So first will be, I do like him because his effect of giving, like, once per turn it gains like counters on it. And for Kevin 11's alternates, that's what I call them, is actually Forearms Kevin. Because for me, as the old school player, I usually go full on ballistic onto my opponent. Basically, like, try to make them go down in life points to make me feel better. So yeah, then so that's what my just Shizen is. Because this card, yeah. And for the ultimate, I would have to choose Ultimate Chromastone. This one, because you have to choose one of the 3, like, cards. the effects, one of 3 effects. And when it returns to the deck, and you have now a crystal token on your field. So basically, it allows you to basically instant win. Because this card brings out 2 monsters. So then, and for the spell cards, or both spells, I would have to go for the ultimate OMNITRIX. This one allows you to basically upgrade your things to the ultimate. Yeah, so I know that I'll probably don't worry about the people that made this card, like him, or her. They'll be in the description. So, yeah. So, what is your favorite one? You probably are asking, why are these two look identical? Well, I thought I already did it before. And, yeah. So then, yeah. Now we go over here, hold on. I am going over random archetype. This is random, like, it doesn't make any sense. So the first card that you're looking at is Finger of Rocket. Once per turns during either player's draw phase, your opponent takes 100 damage to their life points. If it does, skip your opponent's battle phase, and then both players draw 2 cards from the top of their deck. If this card is sent to the grave, you can select one number, and then you can inflict damage to your opponent's life points times 100. Yeah. And then next card, or this card is too powerful. Like if you say level 8, or no, number 8, you instantly win, or 4. Yeah. And then we got this one, Return Attack. This card is once per turn, you can make this card, or make 4 attacks in battle. If your opponent's monster or monsters inflict damage to you or opponent, quick effect, you can discard 1 card instead. I can't read. From the top of your deck to your graveyard for your opponent to take damage instead. So basically, it's like Uno reverse. It's like someone pulls a gun out and like pulls the trigger, and you activated Uno reverse. The gun points to them and shoots them instead. If this card is sent to the grave, your opponent must shuffle all cards from their hand, field, and graveyard and battlefield to their decks. And yeah. And then you can add this card from your graveyard to your hand. So basically, it allows you to basically pull the Uno Reverso on them. Now, the what if one. This one is basically allows or this card's name is What If Chaos Zuku. Funny enough, a couple days ago I did the What If Zuku had infinity and zero? Yeah, that makes actually, yeah. So it basically like every chaos monster needs one light and one dark. Right? And then this card destroys all cards except for this card. And then for next 3 turns, neither player can activate or normal or special summon anything. If this card inflicts damage to your opponent's life points, you gain 100 life points each time. Yeah. So basically, and that special summon itself too, and it treated as light and dark. So basically, yin and yang. And it also gains this effect of this card can't be destroyed by battle or by card effects. It makes 4 attacks per battle. So yeah. And then this is a final card that I made called Lightning of Reborn. This, you can special summon all monsters from your graveyard to your field in attack mode, ignoring their summon conditions for once per turn. If this card is in your graveyard, you can shuffle this card into your deck from anywhere, and then shuffle it, and then you draw 2 new cards from the top of your deck. If it does, then you send all cards from your opponent's field and hand to the grave. Like, basically, they can't do nothing for that many turns. Yeah. These cards are insane. Like, with this one, you could basically, like, your opponent's like, I summon blue eyes white dragon and attack your life points directly. No, you're not. I have return attack. I activate it. So now I send the top card to my graveyard. Earn. Now you take damage. So, like, say your opponent's down to, like, just 100 life points. You have full life points. And you summon that. But there's one thing. What if you had a spell card? If your opponent had, like, only 2 of these, and he has 1,500 life points, and he activated the, like, a spell card that allows him to summon or special summons 200 life points, 25 life points. Summons, like, blue eyes white dragon, and yeah, you can activate this card, or you activate this, and your opponent automatically loses to themselves. It's basically like Mirror Force, but instead of destroying monsters, it inflicts battle damage. Yeah, and plus I realized it just doesn't, like, effect damage. So yeah. And this one allows you to also instant win. So yeah. These are just random cards. So yeah, you like this archetype or this like custom card? And yeah, do you like the Ben 10 archetype? Because don't worry, I'm tagging them into this post because they are probably a cool people. They probably have like these. They're probably young people that wants to create something crazy. Like, come on, these cards are great. And I hope that I don't be demonetized. So yeah. So this one, yeah, I do like this one because this one is basically like a upgraded version. Because they, looking at chromastone, he's basically like inflicts damage to your opponent's life points. And this one basically sends all cards. Because usually chromastone has that absorption ability. But this one attacks your opponent and it gains 200. So basically makes it 500 for each time. And it destroys all cards. Go to cards, yeah. So basically this one it's leaving a part of him or part of them out to basically when you would game if you use like a tuner monster with it. So yeah. And have fun and be safe on the roads and no more car crashes, okay? So see ya. Don't want to be ya.